I don't got that book learning. What's a Michelangelo?
No lewd or satanic lyrics. No, I don't know why this is important. No unsettling rhythms. No unnecessary amplification.
Which bloated windbag will they choose?
I carve for Jefferson Davis.
But we all can feel united in our sadness.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
A new obsession, guys. We're deep down the rabbit hole on something.
Yeah, it's not good.
You guys don't have any of the backstory, but we'll fill you in. We got time.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
We're going to fill them in
Let's fill them in right now.
I don't know if they want to know.
We want to know.
Do we want to bring them down the rabbit hole with us?
Well, yeah. Yes.
So we found out that one Bob Ross, famed painter.
Television artist. Uh-huh. I think that's what it says on his tombstone, literally.
Really?
Yeah, we just learned that in the video. You
I
were
missed
not paying attention.
At that point, I was down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Once I go down the rabbit hole, I'm not coming back up to find out what's on a tombstone.
Okay, all right.
Was in the Air Force.
Yes.
And screamed at people.
Yeah.
A lot.
I think
They called him Ball Busting Bobby.
Ball busting Bobby. He was the guy that made you clean the latrine, scrub the floor. He was the Lieutenant Dan, if you will. No. Whoever the drill sergeant was in Forrest Gump. Sorry, I just had to make sense of it for myself.
Was that not Lieutenant Dan?
No.
I guess he was a lieutenant, not a drill sergeant.
And he didn't meet Lieutenant Dan until he got to Vietnam.
Okay.
Anyway. Ball busting Bob?
Ball Busting Bob.
Ball busting Bob.
And he screamed at people.
Yeah.
So all I want now is to talk to a person who served under Bob Ross in the Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska.
Wow.
In the medical department. That's all I want.
He served for 20 years from, what did you say? He got out in 81?
1961 to 1981.
Wow.
He was the first sergeant of the medical department. The clinic.
Wow.
And he screamed at people.
He screamed at people a lot. A lot.
That's all I care about. I don't care about any of the other stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure if you look on YouTube, you can find, if you just put in like Bob Ross information, you'll find this video.
You could also just Google it.
Yeah, you could do that.
If you went to http ://www.google.com and then typed Bob Ross military,
yes,
it probably will tell you this.
Probably leads you there.
If you know anyone,
yes, please, if you're out there
who served under Bob Ross in the Eielson Air Force Base.
Yes.
By the way, there's like a 5% chance I'm saying that right.
Eielson?
There's like an extra E in there. It could be Eielson,
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to know what Bob Ross was like pre-perm. When he screamed.
The pre-perm era.
Wouldn't it be great if he still talked about happy trees? But just in a much angrier tone. Clean up bunk! The trees won't be happy!
Underneath his bed, there's all these happy little rocks.
Yeah.
Just rocks with smiley faces on them. Happy little rocks. We also found out that there was a period of time where PBS couldn't find him.
Yeah.
Because he moved back to Florida.
Without telling them.
Yeah. We also found out that the painting that you have seen on The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross is probably the second time he's painted that picture.
At least.
Yeah. So he would pre-paint a picture, then he would paint it on the show, then he would paint another copy just for like high quality photographs.
This actually makes it more impressive to me.
Yeah.
He was able to. I can't, like if I drew a doodle, I couldn't look at that doodle and make another doodle that looks the same.
Exactly. Yeah.
He made 3 full paintings that looked the same.
He did. That's impressive.
Or at least close enough that chuckleheads like myself can't notice the difference.
Oh, you chucklehead. What else do we find out about him? I think it's a new obsession.
Yeah.
Oh, we found out the family is apparently very protective of their intellectual property.
So they're probably pretty pissed that we're talking about this right
now.
But we didn't make the YouTube video.
Oh, welcome to Sushi Jackknife.
Bonjour.
Hello, hello, hello. In a week of hell. Mm-hmm. Boy, oh boy, what a shit week.
Oh, it's been fun.
It's nice to think about someone like Bob Ross during a shit week. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, my life wasn't shit this week, but like,
how do you think Bob Ross felt about the KKK and Nazis?
Oh, man.
There's only one correct answer here.
They were not happy. The Rocks were not happy about the Nazis.
I'm going to assume that one Donald Trump would not know the correct answer.
Exactly. We are confident that you all have heard the news. I didn't have context for the news for a long time because I just saw some footage and I was doing things, and so I didn't.
Which footage?
The car.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw that breaking news kind of thing, and I didn't know what was happening.
Now, did you see the three handlings of that situation by Donald Trump?
Yeah, in after the fact, yes.
Yes,
I have.
The three.
Yes.
Like bad, better,
Yeah.
worst answer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think at this point, it's all obviously very deplorable. Making an equivalency between, well, first of all, inventing the alt-left, good for him. Mm-hmm. He invented a new thing.
Yeah. Which, it's sticking.
It's sticking. I'm
so
sure it's
that
sticking.
is the first thing he has accomplished in his presidency. He made a nickname.
The alt-right, which is actually a real thing. He sort of shrugged that off. He's like, the alt-right,
Okay, so I don't know if you heard the press conference, the third press conference.
Yeah.
When someone asked a question about the alt-right, and he said, define the alt-right.
Yeah.
I really wish that reporter had not kept her wits about her and had just said, oh, Nazis. That's the definition. Nazis.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, it's just wow. And this week you see Republicans like our own Bob Corker. Thank you, Bob.
That's the first time that I've ever said thank you, Bob, in my head.
More, criticizing him.
Yeah.
Coming out and criticizing him, breaking ranks with that to do so.
By name.
As
opposed to Paul Ryan, who was like, hey, Nazis and the KKK are bad, in case anyone asked. No reason I'm saying this. Bye-bye.
Bye. Paul Ryan out. And he got right back to his Justin Bieber CD. Mm-hmm. That's what Paul Ryan does with his free time.
Does he just listen to the same CD over and over?
Over and over. Mm-hmm. Paul Ryan has a penchant for the grapefruit LaCroix. And vodka. That's how he gets his funk on. Yeah. That's what Paul Ryan's up to.
Actually, that doesn't sound too far off.
It's not unfeasible, right?
No, that definitely seems right on target. Wouldn't it be crazy to find out he was a Wu-Tang Clan fan?
Oh my God, that'd be the best thing ever.
I would actually like Paul Ryan if I found that out.
Yeah.
If he's just sitting around going, yeah, Ghostface. That's what I'm talking about.
Fucking
right there.
cream, right? Protect your neck, motherfucker. RZA. I love RZA and Jizza.
Yeah.
I love the
all
Izzas.
Both all of the Z's.
All of the Z's. Mm-hmm. Man, we need to listen to some Wu-Tang after this. Fucking classic. I got distracted by records. Sorry. Mitch McConnell's pissed at Trump because Trump's being a real dick. A real dick to Mitch McConnell.
Which, he was mad before all this happened. For an unrelated reason.
Oh, yeah. Just because he can't get health care passed.
And now I'm sure that Mitch McConnell is sitting around going, okay, so the guy who can't say I have Nazis.
To stop you. You're doing the mooch.
Okay. The guy who can't say Nazis are bad is criticizing me. Right.
And I'm in trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are looking down on me. All he has to say, Nothing else. Just go in front of a microphone and say, Nazis.
Bad.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all he has to say.
And from Mitch McConnell's point of view, I'm sure he's like, all the fucking work I'm doing. Do you know what I'm doing over here? What I'm trying to, I mean, I don't agree with his point of view, but what I'm trying to accomplish. And then we've got Ditch Mitch.
Well, and then on the flip side, the person criticizing him has golfed 1 million hours.
That's right. Do you feel like Ditch Mitch is like not saying let's get rid of Mitch McConnell, but just a pointing towards the fact that he likes to lay around in ditches?
I feel like Ditch Mitch would be the name of an HBO sitcom.
Yeah, actually,
Ditch Mitch.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Maybe it would be about Mitch McConnell.
It's kind of in
I'd watch that.
The vein of Everybody Loves Raymond. What was the show? Everybody hates somebody. There was Everybody Loves Raymond, and then Everybody hates whoever. I feel like Ditch Mitch is in that vein.
Yeah. It would be. It would be like a traditional sitcom.
Yes.
But on HBO.
Yeah.
Kind of like when they tried to do Lucky Louie, but that failed miserably because it's not good. I like Louis C.K. I watched it. It's not good.
Yeah.
I can say that. It's fine.
What are you gonna do?
But mixed with Curb Your Enthusiasm because
Right.
Mitch McConnell is an entirely likable person.
Much like what's his name? Yeah.
Much like Larry David.
Much like Larry David, yeah.
On that show. In real life, Larry David's a delight.
Well, you do have Americanos every Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're pissed. Like I said, our pal Bob Corker is denouncing the president, which is nice to see. And they're, I think this is another step in the severing, right? I don't know that it's going to lead to anything, really, but it's another step in distance, you know what I mean, between the president and the Republican Party. Yeah,
it would be really nice right this second if the Democratic Party knew what they were doing,
got their shit together.
Because this would be a good time for them if it wasn't almost as big a mess as the Republican Party.
Right.
They're not quite there.
Right. Our two-party system. Both parties in that two-party system are both kind of like these disorganized amoebas right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's tough.
We may become like a 30-party system very soon.
That's what Europe does.
Yeah.
It's fine. Anyway, so that happened. Then your friend and mine, Mr. Alt-Right himself, Steve Bannon, gets kicked out of the White House. And I think what it was, honestly, at the end of the day, I don't think Trump could shake the image of him sucking his own dick from his mind. I think every time he looked at Steve, he was like, he just shuddered a little bit. And I actually have a little article here.
Okay.
Headline from the WAPO, of course. Bannon, basically, Trump's campaign was a fraud. Steve Bannon is out as White House chief strategist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steve Bannon, this could be interesting. Because he's back to Breitbart.
Yeah.
And Breitbart's not happy with Donald Trump.
Right.
For firing him.
Right. Well, yeah. Yeah.
But Donald Trump's entire actual supporter base reads Breitbart and loves Breitbart.
Yeah.
If Breitbart were a person, they would date and subsequently marry Breitbart. That's how much they like Breitbart.
Indeed.
So will they start... Which one will they side with? Will they side with Breitbart or Donald Trump?
Well,
Which bloated windbag will they choose?
Exactly. It's a tough choice. Steve said, the Trump presidency that we fought for and won is over. He'd said that to the Weekly Standard. We still have a huge movement and we will make something of this Trump presidency. But that presidency is over. It'll be something else, and there'll be all kinds of fights, and there will be good days and bad days, but that presidency is over. What did he mean? Well, he got specific. I just think his ability to get anything done, particularly the bigger things like the wall, the bigger, broader things that we fought for, it's just going to be that much harder. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad that even Steve Bannon at this point is like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Right.
And the person in charge hasn't realized it yet.
It's tough. It's tough. I was listening to On Point today around this issue about the president's reaction to Charlottesville. And the reporter there said, she was there as he was receiving the news, right? And this says so much about Trump. He was most concerned about people's lack of enthusiasm for his statements.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right? That was the thing overall that, and that just, again, that speaks to this narrative that we know about his narcissism and all that. But it's like, if in a moment like that, that's what's on his mind.
That should be the focus, right?
Right, obviously.
Public perception is number one, and condemning Nazis, 75,
Something
80?
like that. Yeah.
As long as you condemn both sides.
Right. That's correct. Both sides of what?
Here's the thing that I find extra confusing. I will give him that there might have been people that were rowdy on both sides.
Sure.
I will spot him this.
Yeah.
There were 3 people that died that day.
Yeah.
2 were cops in an unrelated helicopter accident. I mean, related, sort of, but not
Directly
related.
Right.
Which leaves 1 person.
Correct.
And that person was killed through domestic terrorism.
Yes.
From a white supremacist.
Correct.
You don't call out both sides in that situation.
No. And
it makes no sense.
it makes no sense.
And I would say this the other way around. If the white supremacists were marching and a leftist protester went and killed someone, like, let's look at the baseball situation.
The shooting. The baseball field with the Republicans.
Where the Bernie supporter shot a Republican.
Right.
There's not 2 sides to condemn there.
And you know what? No one made that argument. You know what I mean? No one was like, well, he was justified.
I mean, on the one hand,
right.
He's kind of a lunatic. On the other hand, Republicans playing baseball
just seems silly to me.
It's stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, in every way it's stupid. Politically, stupid. As a human being, trying to get other human beings to like you, which is all Donald Trump wants.
That's all he wants.
He just wants to be loved.
Yep.
Stupid.
Yep. He wants to be loved, and he wants to be loved for who he is, which is unfortunate for everyone else.
He wants to be loved, but he's an unlovable human being that refuses to be lovable.
Yeah. Should we give him some love advice? Like, it's a two-way street. Buddy.
Yeah, I'll give him love advice right now.
Street.
Hey, if there is a person murdered by another person, maybe don't side with the murderer.
Yeah. Or suggest that there's any sort of equivalency between the murderer and the people who were just counter-protesting.
And definitely don't suggest there's moral equivalence. Then go, hey, you know what? Never mind what I said before. Then go, no, that second time I was wrong. The first time I was right. Let's go back to the first one.
And every time he reads a statement, I feel like someone has an electrode on his balls. Because there's, he is, for everything that he is, he's a person of his passion, right? He has passion. And it's extremely obvious when he's being told to do something.
Like the second press conference, which was I strongly condemn the actions of the
It's the same. Go ahead.
It's like every child that has ever been forced to apologize.
Right.
Like, you hit that kid, go apologize. I'm sorry.
It's the same way that he read his prepared statement on Holocaust Remembrance Day. It is.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Devoid of any feeling. You know, oh yeah, this is bad, I guess.
Which I want to add, by the way, all of this. Trump, I expected this from Trump.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone acting like this is a surprise. Don't be stupid.
Right. No.
Now, here's the real bad person here in my mind.
Okay.
I mean, aside from Donald Trump, who's just generally a bad person all the time.
Let's choose someone else to focus on, right?
Jared Kushner. You Jewish. He is siding with actual neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
And you are still his go-to guy for the Middle East and microwave whatever in Trump Tower when Obama's trying to spy on him. Like, right. You're the expert in all of this. Just say, hey, no.
Right.
Just stop it. Make him acknowledge Nazis not great. I don't even care at this point for him to say they're bad. I would like him to say they're not great.
That would be progress. That would be absolute progress.
Nazis, not ideal. Nazis invading towns to protest because a statue's being removed, not what we'd like. That's all I want.
Right. A little more from this article. The short translation is that Trump's campaign was a fraud. This is not a quote. This is from the article. The ideas that Trump sold and his supporters bought are unlikely to turn into actions, according to Bannon. It sounds like Bannon, who will return to Breitbart News, as we said, will pin the blame on everyone around the president rather than the man himself.
Because that's what they do best.
That is what they do best. The question is whether the voters who put Trump in the Oval Office will be so charitable. There you go.
I'm a little surprised that I haven't heard anyone make the argument that Hillary Clinton wouldn't have stopped this. Because throughout every lunatic moment of Trump's presidency, the argument from the right has been, it wouldn't have been better with Hillary Clinton.
That is beyond ridiculous.
But I actually have not heard it on this one, and it surprises me. It's shocking.
Yeah, it is shocking.
I just gave them an idea.
Yeah, you did. I think her book is out soon about the election, and I'm actually really curious to see how she interpreted the whole thing now. I'm not saying I'm going to buy everything, but I'm just curious to see.
What I think is really interesting this week is everything was kind of for a second going Trump's way before this protest.
Yeah.
The main CNN news alert I had gotten was that a book that Hillary Clinton's pastor is putting out had been plagiarized.
Oh, really?
It was not anything against Trump, had nothing to do with Trump. And then this happened. And in Charlottesville, it was a nightmare. All you have to do is, you don't even have to be specific.
No.
Just give a general statement that says the actions in Charlottesville are not what America stands for. And you're done.
That's it.
You made it through the week.
A+, buddy.
And then we would get to the point where you fire Steve Bannon, and everyone would be like, wow, he's made some really good decisions this week.
Right.
He gave that really presidential response about how, murder's not a great thing. Then he fired Steve Bannon. maybe things are turning around.
That you're absolutely right. That is so true.
He was right on the edge. And instead of just walking the line for 1 second, he had to start just speaking off the top of his dome.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
No, it's not good. He's the one guy that should never speak off his dome.
No. You know who would be the worst improv person ever?
Oh.
Donald Trump.
Can you imagine?
Imagine him in Second City.
Yes, and kill the Jews.
Yes, and everyone who doesn't support the Confederacy is not a patriot? Oh. Beautiful statues?
Two things that I learned this week. Two things. You talk about the book, Hillary's pastor's book, and I didn't know about the plagiarism until right now.
Yeah.
She wrote a foreword or something in the book, Hillary did?
Yeah.
I learned from that story that Hillary Clinton has apparently always had the desire to be a Methodist pastor.
Well, and this is... I was very confused. Okay, so a little background here. Every single one of my relatives, pretty much, voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Because, religion.
Oh, obviously.
It makes perfect sense. So they voted for the person that Dobson supported, or Franklin Graham, or any of the lunatics that can't see beyond the fact that the Republican Party should be the official religious party. I don't understand why they think that.
Right.
But anyway, they voted for the thrice divorced man.
Yes.
Who spoke out publicly about numerous things that were not religiously sound, referred to 2 Corinthians as 2 Corinthians. Was caught on a recording talking about grabbing pussies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton because that's not, as a Christian, you can't vote for the person who wanted to be a pastor. And has led Bible studies her entire life.
Right. Which was a surprise to me, frankly. It was a surprise to me.
Well,
but yeah.
And the Bible study thing, it's a well-known fact that for some reason just got glossed over during the election. During their time in the White House, she led a weekly Bible study.
What?
Yeah.
When she was first lady?
Yeah, while Bill Clinton's getting blowjobs, she is leading a weekly Bible study.
What?
But Dobson and Franklin Graham really like Donald Trump because... because he one time maybe said something neutral about abortion.
Right.
He's not even pro-life, let's be honest. He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care.
He's pro-business.
Right.
If
Is there a way I can make money off these dead babies?
If he could monetize abortion, he would.
Some kind of app or something? Barron, get on that. Poor Barron.
He's a computer whiz.
He's working on an abortion app. Oh, that sounds horrible. Other thing I learned this week about statues, right? Learned a lot about statues this week. Most of you probably know, I grew up deep in the South in Georgia, right? I'm still in the South, but not quite as deep. A little northerner, slightly more north than used to be. And I got a Georgia education, which in some ways was fantastic. But when it came to the Civil War,
was it slanted?
A little. And I tell you, we spent a lot of time talking about Reconstruction, my friend.
Oh, I'm sure.
Not with a positive viewpoint towards the North. And I don't know how this occurs, but this is what happened. I did not realize most of those statues to Confederate generals and politicians, etc., were not erected, were not erected without intent.
And it has nothing really to do with the Confederacy.
Right. It has more to do with the Jim Crow era.
Yeah.
It has more to do with basically scaring black people.
It's why a lot of them are by courthouses.
Yes.
If you were a black person in the 30s,
Right.
you're not going to go to a courthouse that has General Lee standing outside
or
of it.
Stonewall Jackson or whoever. Right. So it has a lot to do with that. Did not realize that. Thought they had been there, since like right after the Civil War or something, as if that made sense. It doesn't make sense when you think about it.
Like the first thing that
Yeah.
we declare our independence. Get the sculptors.
Get going. Start carving, Michelangelo. What? My name's Michael.
I don't got that book learning. What's a Michelangelo?
I just carve. I carve for Jefferson Davis. That's what I do. Yeah. So in my Southern education, that's what I thought, and I learned. I mean, really, just listening today, that those were erected with the intent to scare people.
Yeah.
Why the fuck leave them up? There's no heritage then to go off of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're erected during the Jim Crow era, if they're erected to, at the same time that people are getting lynched.
Yeah.
A lot of lynchings, by the way.
I believe I heard a professor from Tennessee State say it was one every 3 days at one point.
My God.
Yeah.
In the South or just in Tennessee?
I think in this area.
In the area.
Yeah. In the middle Tennessee area.
And also, if you do have some sort of sympathy towards statues being torn down, which I sort of do, like, I don't know, except for that one, when Iraq was liberated from Saddam Hussein and they tore that down epically tore it down.
That's a good
right.
statue. I'm not pro tearing down statues.
Right. It's a status quo thing.
But at the same time, I don't understand why they exist
in the first place. They shouldn't have existed in the first. Well, and what I'm saying is, if anyone is overly concerned about statues being torn down, most of them are ending up in museums, I learned today.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I wish I could properly cite this. This is my favorite idea for what to do with the statues.
Okay.
I read a comedian's tweet the other day suggesting that we remove all of the statues and replace them with statues of the Confederacy surrendering.
That's awesome.
Because we're concerned about preserving history.
Right.
That's what happened.
Yes.
So
that's right.
We can't possibly read what happened in a book. The statue has to properly reflect it.
Right.
My favorite thing about the statues, I don't know if you've driven down Interstate 65.
Oh, yeah.
And you've seen
oh, yes.
The Nathan Bedford Forrest statue.
Ugh, it's huge.
If you don't live in the Tennessee area, Google Nathan Bedford Forrest statue, Interstate 65.
Right.
It is the ugliest statue I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Not Confederacy related, just in life.
Right. It's a gigantic, it's larger than most, I would say, public statues.
I would say it's at least 20 feet high.
It's at least 20 feet high.
It's gone viral.
Oh, it has?
Because one of Senor Trump's arguments about tearing down statues is we can't possibly replace the beauty.
What?
Well, guess what exists on I-65? The single ugliest statue
Right. And
that has ever existed. It made it on Colbert.
It did.
The other night.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
My understanding of that, too, is that that's on private land. So someone specifically used their own property to build a giant statue of Nathan Bedford
They actually
Forrest.
tried to tear it down at one point.
Really?
And it's on private land.
So they can't do anything about it.
The government can't do anything.
And the thing that's so oppressive about it is it's in clear view as you're going down the highway. You cannot miss it. I think it's even lit at night.
And I will say I'm offended by it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because it's a Confederacy statue. Because it is the ugliest statue that has ever existed.
Yeah, it's just giant and silver, and it's him on a horse.
And as Stephen Colbert pointed out, he's firing behind him while he rides the horse,
he is.
meaning he's shooting his own men.
Yeah, because he would be leading them.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was a leader. He was not a follower. And even then, he would have had to ride past the Union and then start shooting backwards, which makes no sense.
Well, that's how we shoot down here. Always behind.
Maybe he was retreating.
Yeah, it could be that.
But in that case, it's a statue of a man running away.
Right. Triumphantly. So he has as much grip on reality as our president, right?
They're gonna get me.
I'm running away, but I'm winning.
So much winning. We're tired of the winning.
It's great. I mean, that's on par with the. There's just like back where I'm from. There's this giant illuminated cross that it's on a mountaintop, and you can see it from everywhere. It's just this huge cross, and of course, people have graffitied it and all that, which is fun. But it from the highway, you can see it at night, and you know that you're 20 minutes away from home or whatever because there's the giant cross.
Right.
It's also akin to the, if you go to, I think it's Dothan. Is it Dothan, Alabama? I can't remember what city in Alabama. And you find these statues of the band Alabama.
That's a little on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Just a little. And I mean, they're like bronze, and
Of course they are.
they're like life size, and you can walk up to them and fondle them, which I did when I was there.
Even people who know the band Alabama would not think that the band Alabama deserves any sort of statue memorial.
Right.
I mean, even a tiny figurine. They don't deserve that.
A porcelain.
Yeah.
I'll have to show this to you. Oh, it's in Fort Payne, Alabama. It's not too far from where I used to live. Yeah. From roadsideamerica.com. This is a monument to the 1980s country music supergroup. No lewd or satanic lyrics. No, I don't know why this is important. No unsettling rhythms. No unnecessary amplification.
Hold it.
Credit to their state, yeah.
What would a lewd rhythm be? Unsettling rhythm.
D'Angelo's Voodoo, I think, to these people.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is a dope-ass record. It's a great... Yeah, it's
anything by D'Angelo.
Right, it's a dope record. Look at the statues. And there's room, there's enough space between each member of Alabama to squeeze you and your friends betwixt them. It's a great
Are they
Instagram.
life size?
They're roughly, maybe a little larger than life.
I don't.
You see what I'm talking about there?
I just don't understand.
You know, the city probably, I'm sure Fort Payne isn't rolling in money.
Okay. Here is my solution. Here.
Okay, give it, spill it.
To appease everyone,
Okay.
let's just tear down all the statues
Of everything?
of everything. Any statue in the United States.
Okay.
Let's just tear it down.
Do you have more to say about that?
No, just tear them all down.
I have to say, I think this is...
Alabama fans might be upset. I know. But if we tear down all the statues, like go to the Lincoln Memorial, leave the big chair because it's kind of cool, but get Lincoln out of there. Just leave a big chair at the Lincoln Memorial.
Right. Mm-hmm. Just the chair?
Stuff like that.
No
yeah.
Lincoln?
Yeah, no Lincoln.
Just the giant chair.
Well, I mean, it's only fair if we're tearing out. Then no one can complain. Well, it's like when you have kids and they're fighting over a toy. No one gets to play with the toy.
Oh, you don't cut the children in half.
No,
That's a different thing.
No,
Okay.
that's if you're trying to decide who owns the child.
Right.
You split the kid in half.
Right.
Biblical lesson there.
Right. Mm-hmm. The wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah. Just murder that kid. Give them each half a dead kid.
Oh, God.
If we get rid of all of the statues,
Yeah.
no one gets any joy anymore. But we all can feel united in our sadness that there are no more statues.
Can I say that psychologically, I think your suggestion,
Is great.
well,
Amazing.
is because you're from Kansas.
Yeah.
You want to flatten everything. You're only comfortable in flat spaces.
I'm sick of all these places having
Depth.
things sticking up. What's the idea, you know?
Nothing higher than corn.
You should be able to stand in one spot and see for 20, 30 miles down the road.
I got some breaking news here.
Oh, boy.
Breaking news. I'm going to read you the headline. This is from Twitter. But what I really want to get at is something that's just kind of a mention in the headline. Students petition to rescind Trump's honorary law degree. Trump has an honorary law degree?
From where?
College students at Lehigh
Trump University. It's Trump University, isn't it?
It's gotta be. I'm also a master chef, Trump steaks, and a master distiller, Trump vodka. College students at Lehigh University have started a petition to have President Donald Trump's honorary law degree revoked, citing that they feel his policies contradict the goals and values of the university.
And people in general.
Exactly.
Just mankind.
Oh, man. How does that guy have a fucking law degree, honorary? You give those to, someone like Bill Cosby.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Cosby only has, probably 8 million of them?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's the trick to getting an honorary degree. You have to somehow sexually assault someone.
Wow. From these two examples.
It's the only conclusion you can reach.
Right. I should have asked you before, do we have quick hits?
Well,
we're not quite there, but I'm just curious.
Sort of.
Okay.
I'm devoting my quick hit time to a very special thing.
Okay. I like this. Slow hits.
Do we want...
Let's do it.
Do we want it now?
Yeah, let's do it.
You didn't give me enough warning.
I'm sorry. You need to pull it up, don't you?
Yeah. So as we discussed earlier in the episode, one Steve Bannon,
Stephen K. Bannon,
is gone
Yeah.
from the administration.
The K stands for Kellogg's.
Which I thought was a little bit too soon. So I thought I put together a montage.
Aw.
And thought we could just share the quick hit time with him.
Okay.
Just reflecting on the greatest, my favorite moments
Aw.
of his time in the White House.
I'll put in some lush music.
Oh,
here.
no, there's music. You don't need to add music.
Oh, wowzers.
So, it's to Steve Bannon. He's a man gone too soon.
Time for the biggest international story of the day. One of U.S. President Donald Trump's most controversial staffers and top strategist Steve Bannon is the latest to face the boot in the White House. Trump was furious with his chief strategist after he was quoted in an interview contradicting the U.S. president on North Korea.
I'm not Steve Bannon. I'm not trying to, few expletives there.
I'm not Steve Bannon. I'm not going to blank my own blank.
Suck my own cock. Tell Lucy said, I'm not Steve Bannon. I'm not trying to suck my own cock.
Good night, sweet prince.
So that's dedicated to my favorite moments of Steve Bannon's time in the White House. Namely just the one.
Gone too soon, my friends. Gone too soon.
But he'll have a lot more time to dedicate himself to
His
mastering the art.
recreational activities. He's going to be fucking shit up from the sidelines.
I'm sure. I just, in honor of Steve.
In honor of Steve. Thank you to whoever made that video.
That was me.
You made that?
Well, I mean, it wasn't a video.
Well, whatever. You put that
It was
together?
a sound recording.
You did that?
This is a podcast. We don't make videos for podcasts.
Whoa.
That would be a vodcast.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
We should do that sometime.
No, that's okay. I'm good.
We do have a YouTube channel.
Well, there's no video to put on the YouTube channel.
No, it's just audio.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, you could put a black screen.
That actually,
that's it.
I think that'd get a lot of views.
Probably. So that's for Steve.
Well, Steve.
I hope he hears it and knows how much he meant to me.
Put him up beside the mooch. Who
Both
hurts?
of them. Good night, sweet prince. Is
Good night, sweet prince. So seriously, if you know anything about Bob Ross, reach out.
yeah, literally
Anything.
If you met Bob Ross one time, if you saw Bob Ross from a distance and he was screaming at a waiter, anything about Bob Ross. If you saw Bob Ross walk into an adult bookstore, I don't want to know what he bought. I just would like to hear that happened.
Do you have any nature pornography? I'm looking for dirty trees, maybe like a maple that's been roughed up a little bit.
I would assume that tree pornography mostly is set in the fall.
Yeah.
When they're completely stripped.
Very good, sir. I think that deserves a Google real quick. I'm going to go on private mode before I do that.
To look up tree pornography?
Tree porn. I'm just Googling tree porn.
Are you afraid you'd have to explain tree porn to your wife?
Well, she knows me pretty well. Treeporn.net. Oh, that's just pictures, nice pictures of trees. It's a YouTube.
Having sex.
YouTube video. I don't know. Tree porn, the best funny pictures, damn, LOL. Okay. Oh, this is trees that look like they're fucking each other. This is fantastic. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, I should not have Googled that alongside.
Did you also Google that
was a
and see
bad
what you saw?
decision.
Oh, Jesus, I've clicked something horrible. Okay, good. All right. It's over.
Well,
It's all good.
don't. Anyone listening to this, don't look that up.
It's not worth your time. You don't want to know what's there.
Yeah.
There are corners of the internet,
a lot of them.
and most of them are not for you.
No.
Most of them are not for you. You can email us, sushijackknife@gmail.com.
That's how you would let us know about the Bob Ross
That is.
incident.
You can also set up did I mention this before? I set up a PayPal account with that email.
I don't know if you did.
So if anyone is drunk and has the impulse to send us money, go for it. We will.
How drunk would they have to be? How many drinks does it take to donate money to us?
You can email us and let us know after you make your donation.
14.
Not tax deductible. I think that's worth saying.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try. Good luck.
His Twitter is @badlandsbadly. Mine is @JustinLCroft. Though I do use the @SushiJackknife Twitter handle the most, I would say.
Yes.
I use it more than my own. So there's that. We are quickly approaching episode 100, which will be a live recording here at the house. We always record in the basement. We're going to come upstairs. We're going to get fresh air into our lungs.
It's really exciting.
Among a few
to get
friends.
to go upstairs.
Oh, I know. Every once in a while. She lets us.
It's a well-lit room.
Yeah.
Not a dimly lit basement.
Speaking of trees, you'll get to see one. I know. It's exciting. There are going to be a cast of characters available on that. We're going to try to do a call-in with our buddy Jeff. Debert, who is on a couple shows, is going to be. She's going to be providing some background music. Who knows? She may be even on mic. Who knows what the possibilities could be?
Honestly, though,
Yeah.
putting her on mic.
Yeah.
How opposed to that would she be?
I don't think too opposed.
Because she did it, but I don't feel like she really wanted to be on mic.
But she was also the best guest we ever had.
Oh, no, definitely.
Yeah.
I wanted her on mic.
I know.
But it was like a reluctance.
I think that's what we liked about it.
Yeah.
It's like, because...
It's like how you want a leader who's reluctant to lead.
Right.
You want a podcast guest who's reluctant to
be
guest
there.
on a podcast. That's what you want.
Yes. Yes. And there'll be a few friends there. We're going to try to get them extremely, extremely drunk so that they'll enjoy the show.
And Nebraska Roy is driving all the way to Nashville to be on the air. I promised right here.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen, it's his fault and he's the liar.
Sushi Jackknife.
Sushi Jackknife.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Time for the biggest international story of the day. One of US President Donald Trump's most controversial staffers and top strategist Steve Bannon is the latest to face the boot in the White House. Trump was furious with his chief strategist after he was quoted in an interview contradicting the US president on North Korea.
I'm not Steve Bannon. I'm not trying to, few expletives there.
I'm not Steve Bannon. I'm not going to blank my own blank.
Suck my own cock. Tell Lucy said, I'm not Steve Bannon. I'm not trying to suck my own cock.
Good night, sweet prince.